Kris, I know that nothing, erases what happened last year, but talking to a few of your players, obviously tonight there's a little extra motivation against the team that took you out in Game 7. How do you approach that as a coach, and do you sense that it means a little bit more tonight for your team?
Well, I think you look at our week or 2 week stretch here with all the key games, whether we're playing Minnesota, who's first in the NHL, Vegas, who we've got a rivalry with, who's been playing really well, top of the division, or tonight's game against Florida, who's Stanley Cup winning team. We've got a lot of games to get excited about, and a good test for us. And obviously last year with the way it ended, there's some bitterness, there's some, we would have liked to do some things differently and have that last game, but I think it's good to have these type of games to look forward to.
Last year when you came in, there's lots of things weren't going well. Stu Skinner's game really came around when you came in. Then in the playoffs, had the 2 games where you didn't play him, and then he came back very well. He's doing it again this year. What can you talk about his ability to bounce back and get his game not just back on track, but at an elite level?
He has been playing at an elite level this last month or so. Wasn't the start that he wanted, wasn't the start that anybody wanted with our team, but he's taking his game to another level. And I should also mention Bix has been playing pretty well too, but I think he's been able to, the start of the season, maybe that's the longest stretch I've ever seen him play where maybe he wasn't at his top of his game, where last year if he ever had a bad game, he rebounded very quickly and put together a strong game or string of games. I don't think you see a lot of maturity in Stu with being able to not get too down on himself. He's able to focus and the work with Dustin Schwartz, putting a focus on what teaching points are important and where he needs to get better and how to respond. And I think Stu has showed a lot of maturity for still a young goalie, and we've obviously relied on him quite a bit because of that.
Just a couple of housekeeping things before my question. Evan Bouchard wasn't on the ice, just maintenance for him?
Just maintenance, yeah.
And Arvidsson was in his spot. Any update on Arvidsson?
Well, Arvidsson did look pretty good. Looked like maybe he might take Boucher's spot, but we'll wait a little bit longer before he's able to do that. But Arvidsson will not play.
Of course, with the Stanley Cup final rematch, I asked you to go back a couple of months, and going back to those moments when you're coaching at the pinnacle of this sport, what did you learn about coaching in high-intense moments, Kris?
Just that you have to treat one moment at a time. And during the regular season, you're making decisions that are best for your team from shift to shift and game to game. And just because the stakes get higher, you ultimately are making those same decisions. Just that there's more pressure on yourself to make them. And you obviously rely on your coaching staff, your management, and your players quite a bit to help you guide yourself through those decisions. But it's all ultimately it's just it's the same game, just different stakes.